All right, let's get into it. We're constantly hearing about these incredible AI tools that can write, code, you name it. But have you ever stopped to wonder how they actually think? Well, today we're going to pop the hood and take a look at the engine that's driving this entire AI revolution. It's going to be fascinating. So just so you know where we're at, this is actually part 2 of an 11-part series. We're breaking down a really comprehensive report from Virtualization Options LLC on generative AI. And for this part, we are zeroing in on chapter 2, which is all about the foundational architecture of these large language models. Basically, we're getting right down to the nuts and bolts. Look, we all know the big names, right? ChatGPT, Gemini, they're everywhere. But the real mystery, the thing we really want to know is what's the magic inside? What is that revolutionary engine that lets them talk to us in a way that feels so, well, human? That's exactly what we're going to unpack. Okay, here's our game plan. First, we'll talk about what this engine actually is. Then we'll get into the transformer blueprint, the design that started it all. We'll see why bigger is better with the power of scale, then how we can steer these things with tuning and prompting. And we'll wrap up with the really cool stuff, the leap into a multimodal world. All right, first stop, the engine itself. And I want to be super clear here. This isn't just some small step forward. This is a total revolution in how machines understand language. We're talking about the tech that literally changed the game. And at the heart of that revolution is one single brilliant idea, a blueprint, really. It's called the transformer architecture. And trust me, this is the design behind basically every single modern AI you can think of. Believe it or not, it all kicked off with this one paper from 2017. The title was so simple but so powerful. Attention is all you need. This paper introduced the transformer to the world. And yeah, you could say it basically lit the fuse for the AI explosion we're seeing today. So what is a transformer? Well, in simple terms, it's a model that's really, really good at understanding context. Instead of reading word by word, it can look at an entire sentence or even a whole document and figure out which words are the most important to each other. That ability to pay attention to the right words, that was the big breakthrough. So how does it do it? Well, it's got a 3-part secret sauce. First up is the self-attention mechanism. This is what lets the model connect a word like it all the way back to the car that was mentioned 2 paragraphs ago. It just knows. Second, parallel processing. This is huge. Instead of reading one word at a time, it gulps down whole sentences, whole documents, all at once. This makes training unbelievably fast. And finally, positional encoding. You might think processing everything at once would jumble the word order, right? Nope. This neat trick ensures the model always knows that man bites dog is very different from dog bites man. Okay, so you've got this incredible engine design, but an engine is useless without fuel, right? For these AIs, the fuel is 2 things, just an insane amount of data and a truly massive size. This is what we mean when we talk about the power of scale. And when I say insane amount, I am not kidding. We're talking about training these models on basically a huge chunk of the internet. Hundreds of billions of, well, they're called tokens, which are like words or parts of words. They come from books, articles, websites, even source code. This gigantic digital library is where they learn everything they know about, well, everything. So where does all that knowledge go? How does it get stored? The answer is parameters. The best way to think about them is like millions or billions of tiny little knobs and dials inside the model's brain. Each one holds on to a little piece of what it's learned. And the more of these parameters you have, the more sophisticated and, intelligent the model can be. So just to give you an idea of the scale we're talking about, take a famous model like OpenAI's GPT-3. That one has over 175 billion parameters. Billion with a B. It's just a mind-bending number, and it's what allows for that really deep, sophisticated understanding. But, the tech world never stands still. The race is always on. The next wave of models, like Google's Gemini, are already blowing past that, with some versions clocking in at over 200 billion parameters. And this constant push for more, bigger, it's exactly why these AIs are getting better so incredibly fast. It's honestly hard to even wrap your head around numbers that big. But here's the most important takeaway. Adding more parameters doesn't just make the model a little bit better. It can make it fundamentally different. At this massive scale, something amazing happens. They start showing what are called emergent abilities. These are skills like complex reasoning or even translating languages that nobody explicitly taught them. It's like building a bigger car engine, and then one day it just starts to fly. Okay, so we have this ridiculously powerful engine. That's great. But an engine with no steering wheel isn't very useful, is it? How do you actually get it to do what you want? Get it to write a legal document instead of a love poem. Well, that's where tuning and prompting come in. And it's really important to know the difference between these two. Think of it like this. Fine-tuning is like sending the AI to a specialized school. You take the base model and retrain it on a specific set of data, say medical textbooks, to make it an expert in medicine. Prompt engineering is what most of us do every day. It's the art of writing really clear instructions to guide the AI without having to do any retraining at all. It's the difference between being a brain surgeon and being a great conversationalist. And this brings us to what might be the most exciting development of all. For the longest time, these AI engines were trapped in a world of text. They could read and they could write. That's it. But now, they're breaking out. They're taking a multimodal leap, and it's a huge deal. So what does that actually mean, multimodal? It means they can now see. They can look at a photo or complex chart and tell you what's going on. It means they can hear. They can transcribe and understand audio. They're writing code, organizing data, and even telling other AIs what to do. They're starting to experience the world with more than just one sense, a lot more like we do. And the report we're drawing from really nails it with this quote. This isn't just a neat party trick. It's a huge step toward making AI genuinely useful in the real world. It's the difference between an AI that's just a text machine and one that can actually be a partner, interacting with information the way we do. So that's where we'll leave it. We've built this incredible engine that mastered language. Now it's learning to see and to hear. It makes you wonder, doesn't it? As these AIs develop senses that are more and more like our own, what human ability is next on the list? Definitely something to chew on. Thanks for joining me.